Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today I am here with one of the weirdest bits of news. We're going to hear about the Pokémon trading card game today. Maybe for a very, very, very long time. You see, we have got confirmation that there is going to be an official collaboration between Pokémon and the Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam. Why? Not entirely sure, and I think this is awesome. I've already had a bunch of questions from people, so just let me say this right now. The plan is that I will be turning up to this. The plan is that I will be attending this. I can't tell you exactly when or any of that. But since this was kind of shown off, I've had a bunch of questions from people going, hey, Wassy, is this something you're going to be heading along to? And my answer is, yeah, honestly, I should be heading along to this. But what actually is it? Well, we have scant little information. We've got ourselves a teaser trailer. Now, it does actually start with Pikachu and Eevee running through a field of sunflowers. Now, this is very, very relevant, of course, because one of Van Gogh's most famous pieces of art is vase with 15 sunflowers. So running through a sunflower field is actually very, very relevant. It does show us a big shot of, well, what looks incredibly Dutch. And then it goes through and shows Pikachu and Eevee in front of a very stylized starry night, which is, of course, another one of Vincent van Gogh's most famous artworks. Yeah, they're clearly kind of playing on, hey, remember that Van Gogh dude? Remember some of the awesome art he did? Yeah, we're playing a bit on that. And I need to mention kind of at the end, we did see Sunflora basically coming alive and joining in, and that was kind of awesome as well. Obviously here, Sunflora, sunflowers, famous artwork. That just makes sense at this stage, ladies and gentlemen. That just makes sense. And then they do actually finish off showing us Sunflora as that painting, the famous sunflower painting, but now reimagined with Sunflora, which honestly is just kind of brilliant. As somebody who appreciates Van Gogh's art and is a massive Pokemon nerd, I look at this collaboration and I'm like, oh my word, that sounds amazing. Yes, please. Please get me in. So yeah, this sounds just brilliant. But there is a fair question at this stage, and that is, come on, Wassy, you are largely a Pokemon TCG channel. Why should we care? What is it about this collaboration that should make us go, okay, you know what, I'm in, let's have some fun? And the reason is, now it's not been officially confirmed, I need to stress this, all right? It has not been officially confirmed, but it very, very, very much looks like we are going to be getting promo cards. It's not officially confirmed, but I am very convinced that it is happening, put it that way. We've seen enough to basically tell us it is overwhelmingly likely that this is going to be happening, which is kind of ridiculous, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. Kind of ridiculous. I mean, the lovely Matthew Arrive Immunity, who, that's a person who knows stuff, has just flat out said there will be promo cards. As in card, but the S is in brackets, so maybe one, maybe multiple. And the thing is, you should be excited about this, because we've seen this once before, where we've had a collaboration between Pokemon and an art museum, and it was brilliant, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely brilliant. Now, this happened over in Japan with Munch, a retrospective exhibition. Shout out to Bulbapedia for reminding me about some of this. It happened at the Tokyo Metropolitan Art Museum between the 27th of October 2018 and the 20th of January 2019. And it was all really based around Edward Munch's The Scream, which was on display in Japan for the first time in this particular museum. And we had 4 promo cards that were available And these were just brilliant, ladies and gentlemen. These were among the coolest promo cards we've ever seen, and I don't think that's particularly some kind of huge exaggeration. Wait, did I say 4? I clearly meant 5, ladies and gentlemen. I clearly meant 5. Now, what was interesting was that there were different ways that these were actually given out over in Japan. You know, the Mimikyu was given out when you bought like a mini portfolio, and some were buying products, and some, I think the Pikachu was actually given out at the Pokemon Center around the right time. I could be wrong about that. My memory is not what it used to be. No, I'm lying. I just can't find exact confirmation of where they were given out. But the point is, oh my word, ladies and gentlemen, oh my word, these were fantastic. So in terms of the promo cards, obviously we had Mimikyu, and we had Pikachu, but then we also had Psyduck, and we had Rowlet, and we had Eevee. It was a little bit of a mixed match. You got the obvious Pikachu and Psyduck, and then you got Mimikyu, which kind of makes sense with the Scream, and then you've got Rowlet, because I don't know why not. And then Psyduck, because, I don't know, everybody likes Psyduck. The point is, we had these 5 Scream cards that were very much, hey, let's take the art, the physical, the actual piece of art, the picture, and then turn it into a Pokemon card. I am not saying that that is what's happening here. I cannot tell you that that is what's happening here, because we haven't had confirmation that that is what is happening, all right? Very, very important. However, it does seem very likely, does it not? I mean, we're going to have this promotion, or this crossover between the Van Gogh Museum and Pokémon. And we're having promo cards that are being given out as part of that promotion. And we've kind of seen that before when they had the last crossover. I mean, come on, ladies and gentlemen. This just seems too perfect. This just seems way too perfect. Now, you might be thinking, well, okay, Wassy, those cards that we had last time, those Scream promos, how valuable, how expensive have they ended up being? And the answer is very. Those have ended up being very, very, very expensive indeed. If you're going to be trying to pick these up, we're in the hundreds of pounds at this stage, yeah? No mucking about, no super cheap or any of that. These are out there, don't get me wrong, but you are going to be paying, I think the polite way to put it in British terms is through the nose. I mean, picking up Raw is not always that easy nowadays. But for instance, if we go and have a look at Pikachu as a nice example, and we go and have a look at the last one that actually sold as a Raw copy, it sold for £720, which is actually honestly kind of a bargain, because that was just one person. That was one bid. And obviously, if there were multiple bids pushing it up, yes, that would put it up higher. But also, the fact that it's one bid means they basically paid what the original person listed it for. So there's every possibility that they could have listed it for higher and it could have sold for higher. So when I say like 720, that is very much a conservative lower end one. So yeah. Like I say, most of the ones are actually Raw that are being sold. I mean, there was a PSA graded 10 set, which, you know, was listed for £15,000 and sold with a best offer accepted. I mean, that's absurd, frankly, ladies and gentlemen. That is absolutely absurd. This is a very, very, very expensive set of cards. And I'm not saying you should go to the Van Gogh Museum and check out this exhibit to pick up the expensive cards, because no. But I am saying that we could be looking at these kind of cards coming in the future. And that would be absolutely amazing. For what it's worth, there are a couple that are currently on there for less than the Pikachu. The Pikachu and the Mimikyu are some of the most expensive. Right now, we got listings for the Rowlet at 170 quid and the Eevee at 160, which I know is very expensive as it is. The Psyduck is around that price as well, incidentally, if you want to pick it up. But still, compared to the Pikachu and the Mimikyu, that is a lot cheaper. I'm excited about this. I don't know what the promo cards are going to be, but at this stage, I think if they're doing a collaboration and we're getting promo cards, it's got to be fair to assume that they are going to be very much kind of versions of Van Gogh's artwork. That's got to be a fair prediction, right? I don't know. Oh, as a side note, I just Googled famous Van Gogh paintings just to give you kind of an idea of the kind of stuff we might be looking for here. And this is what we see. Obviously, we've got the sunflowers. That shouldn't really surprise anyone. And then, of course, we've got Starry Night. But then you've also got the South Portrait, the Potato Eaters, Wheat Field with Crows, Almond Blossoms, Cafe Terrace at Night, and Irises. There are plenty more, but just as a kind of idea of the kind of stuff that Van Gogh has done, this is the kind of stuff that Van Gogh has done. Apologies for just Googling that, but honestly, that was the best way to go about it, so I don't even feel too bad. Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're still waiting for the full information, and obviously when these promo cards are revealed, I will immediately come and share them with you, because that's a thing that I do. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to know what you think about this. I want to know if you're excited about this. I want to know your predictions. I want to know if you are going to be heading over to the Van Gogh Museum, because honestly, I'm going to be, and I want to know how many of you guys will be as well. So let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about a whole bunch of Pokemon card stuff and other things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.